Still happening in Ambazonia, the government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia has announced their sweeping new security and sovereignty directive following the successful conclusion of eight-weekend diplomatic draft session. The move, seen as a defining moment in their ongoing liberation struggle, comes amid escalating political turmoil in neighboring French Cameroon. The Ambazonian leadership has expressed deep concern that the post-election unrest across the border could spill into its territory, posing French threats to the safety and stability of southern Cameroon. In a decree signed by General Hadnock, the Amazonian government formally launched Operation Final Push, a decisive phase in its campaign for total independence. Under the new directive, all land, air, and sea border between Ambazonia and French Cameroon will be completely shut down starting Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, and will remain closed until further notice. The measure prohibits the movement of people, goods, and vehicles across the frontier, with Ambazonian authorities asserting that their closure is necessary to safeguard national security and territorial integrity. The decree also imposes a comprehensive ban on all forms of trade and exchange between the two Cameroons, effective immediately. Import and export operations are to be redirected exclusively towards Nigeria, which Ambazonia recognizes as its primary neighboring ally for economic and humanitarian engagement. This shift is expected to reshape regional trade dynamics, signaling Ambazonia's intent to establish independent commercial routes and economic partnerships outside the influence of Yaoundé. In a stern warning accompanying the decree, the Ambazonian government demanded the immediate and unconditional withdrawal of all French Cameroon military and administrative personnel from southern Cameroon's territory before midnight on Tuesday. Any failure to comply, it stated, will be treated as a direct act of aggression and met with corresponding military response. The government reiterated its position that Ambazonia is a sovereign entity under occupation and that continued foreign military presence continues or constitutes a violation of international law and the right to self-determination. All Ambazonian security agencies and liberation forces have been ordered to implement and enforce the decree across the national territory. Beginning Tuesday midnight, the government described Operation Final Push as a defensive and liberation-oriented phase designed to consolidate territorial control, protect civilians, and reaffirms Ambazonians' determination to achieve full independence. As French Cameroon faces mounting internal instability, Ambazonia's leadership has framed this latest move as both a necessary safeguard and a bold assertion of its political will, marking what it calls the final stretch towards freedom and sovereignty. Now, let's get General Hadnock's audio.
Fellow citizens, fellow compatriots, today is Friday, the first day of November 2025, and you're once again in the company of General Hadnock. Coming up, the closure of Ambazonia La République du Cameroun borders, codenamed Operation Final Push. The Ambazonia National Self-Defense Council (NSC), subordinated to the government of the Federal Republic of Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia, under the stewardship of His Excellency President Samuel Ikomi Sako, after due consultation and in consultation with the generals on the home front, and considering the escalating post-elections violence and tensions in neighboring La République du Cameroon and the urgent need for preemptive measures against possible spillover effects that would exacerbate the plight of the Ambazonian people already suffocating under the horrifying shadow of an over 8-year-old unabated genocide declared by dictator Paul Biya of La République du Cameroon in 2017, conscious of the unflinching attachment of the Southern Cameroon's Ambazonian people to the universal ideals and values of freedom, liberty, justice, peace, dignity, and sovereignty, conscious of the Council's role and bound on duty to ensure unyielding defense of the Ambazonian people and the territorial integrity of Ambazonia, hereby declares and informs national and international opinion as follows. Article 1. The borders between the Federal Republic of Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia and the Republic of Cameroon, or La République du Cameroon, shall be shut down completely as from Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, till further notice. This operation, codenamed Operation Final Push, implies that there shall be no movement of vehicles, ships, boats, and aircrafts from La République du Cameroon into Ambazonia and vice versa, as all roads, waterways, and airspace shall be shut down. Article 2. Consistent with this decree, all imports and exports between La République du Cameroon and the Federal Republic of Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia are henceforth halted, and the Amazonian people are hereby encouraged to export to and import from Nigeria. And this means that only the Southern Cameroon's Amazonian borders with Nigeria shall remain open. Article 3. This Self-Defense Council, in keeping with the executive orders of the President of the Federal Republic of Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia, His Excellency Dr. Samuel Sako Ikomi, orders the immediate, unconditional, and permanent departure of all the Republic of Cameroon's colonial forces still found within the national territory of Ambazonia before doomsday. That is to say, all the Republic of Cameroon's, be it gendarmes, army, police, penitentiary administration, DOs, SGOs, governors, and their co-workers should leave the territory of Ambazonia immediately, unconditionally, and permanently before the thickest darkness covers them. Article 4. This decree goes into effect as from the midnight of Monday breaking Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, and shall be rigorously and vigorously executed by all ASA Major Generals, Generals, Colonels, Captains, Commanders, and mobile police officers, each within his or her sphere of specific competence. Done at Buya, this first day of November 2025.